newbies, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the video channel producer. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Beautiful Days by Lovelyz. Now, before we actually get started, I do want to point something out about the title. The English title is Beautiful Days. However, the Korean title is a little bit different. The Korean title says 그 시절 우리가 사랑했던 우리. Okay, so it basically means the days we were in love. The days when we were in love. Something like that. 그 시절, those days, 우리가, us, 사랑했던, love, but like past tense, loved, us again. So those days when we were in love. Okay, so before we get into this video, I just want to say, if you want to support us, if you enjoy this channel, consider heading over to patreon.com/formatherapy. It's the best way to support us. You get early access to reactions. We have live stage reactions, Japanese reactions. You can make requests over there and more. But it is not mandatory, completely optional. Let's just jump into this music video. This is your form of therapy. I'm gonna take some notes during this video. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I like that kind of like... Ooh, this beat is really odd. I have a weird inkling suspicion, but I'll talk about it after. Oh, is that a reference to Destiny? Their other music video, their other song. Aww. Kay has such an amazing smile. Ooh. Ooh. What an interesting break. Whoa, it was like an elongated instrumental break, and Kay showing off her vocals and some very interesting work with the instrumental. Oh. Okay, these weird crashes with these drums. I'm so confused by the song. Ooh. That's a beautiful shot. This is so weird. The dance is like kind of really intense too. Whoa, what the fuck? What is this bridge? Hold on. Is it the mixing? What am I listening to? There it is again. I'm so confused by what I'm listening to. Okay, first of all, there's a reason I was freaking out. The main percussion that you hear that goes toot, 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 the thing that's hitting the drum, obviously it's not like a real drum, kind of sounds like a gated reverb drum. First of all, I'm not a music producer. I'm a video producer. People make that mistake. PD is a term reserved for video producers. One of the things that I really like in music are gated reverbs. Now, typically gated reverbs are a little bit heavier, a bit punchier. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically how the drums sound in Sunmi's Noir. It's a type of drum pattern that was very popularized during the 80s era, especially by Phil Collins. And it's one of my favorite sounds in a song. The main percussion line that they have, it sounds like a variation of that. It's like whereas the drums should be booming and it should like travel, it kind of goes and it stops, and it stops. That's kind of how it sounded. So that was very odd. And then there are points where I think it's like the pre-chorus or it's during the chorus where there's just like a big crash. It's like duh, 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 duh. And then there's like this traveling, but then you can't really hear it. Some of the parts are like mixed down really low, hidden under their vocals and hidden under some of the other parts of the instrumental. And then there's this one crazy part where near the end where it goes doom, 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 doom. Like that's not the melody. I can't remember the melody. It's a very, very familiar melody that you definitely hear with 80s drums in 80s songs. You mainly only hear it, especially those synthwave type 80s songs, you know, those dark, nostalgic kind of 80s songs. It was in here and it was definitely mixed very, very quietly. I don't know why, because this song is so complex. I think it's kind of genius. It's almost like you kind of have to untangle this song to kind of know how crazy it is, because I don't know why they would mix that down so low, but then they had like those big crashes and then they did the same pattern again. And I was confused as to why they were doing it, because when you do it, it usually, again, it goes better with like the chimes and like the sparkling sounds and the synth sounds of an 80s song. This song, that's what's so hard about this song, because their vocals were very pretty, very light, classic feminine aura K-pop girl group song. But then you throw in these random drums that are pretty intense. Main instrumental, the hook, the rhythm, even the choreo, everything was really fast paced and everything was actually kind of really intense. I was so confused watching the music video. They're being like very beautiful and it's like very ethereal. It kind of seems something a little bit more serene. Their vocals make it sound like it belongs to a song with a slower rhythm, something that should be a little bit more flowy, something that should be a little bit kind of like a cute song, or maybe with a little bit of emotion intertwined into it. But it's kind of actually like really fast paced, but then when it transitions into the chorus, it easily slips in. There's no big crash. I mean, there's the drum, but again, it's mixed down so low, it doesn't feel like a drop either. When it gets into the chorus, it doesn't feel like a big drop. It kind of easily transitions in, but it feels weird that it doesn't have a big drop because the song's rhythm and like the instrumental, again, there's some stuff in here that is mixed down really low that makes this sound like a much more hype song than their vocals actually give away. I think this is all really, really brilliant. Whatever it is, it makes the song much more complicated and much more interesting to kind of pick apart. And then of course the bridge, it was like that dramatic bridge and almost felt like something out of a movie. It was so dramatic. I felt like it was a huge turn from the rest of the song. And then it's like this very beautiful, dramatic, flowing piano with like violins. And I'm like, what is this? What am I listening to? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm really stunned by this song. In terms of like the video, I don't think there was anything like crazy special going on with the video. It's just a normal music video. I would say one thing of note, a lot of people are going for summer songs right now. This actually feels more like spring. I feel like a lot of the direction of the music video, it was a spring music video. Obviously it's still spring. Summer doesn't start until June 17th. So maybe they're just getting in like last spring song, because it does have a spring vibe to it, not just visually, but audibly as well. And then the video, it has a very nostalgic vibe. I feel like the song definitely gives away. The song feels very nostalgic as well. I mean, the song is called, you know, Those Days When We Were in Love. And so it's a song that's directly looking at the past, but what they're doing in the video to kind of give it a more nostalgic effect is they actually bump down the clarity. So it creates like this blooming effect. It's like this soft bloom where if you didn't have that, the video would all look really crisp and sharp. Then when you add this bloom, when you lower the clarity, it actually creates this sort of like ethereal effect, which is kind of how they do memory sequences in like movies and TV shows. It's always got like this cloudiness because when you look back on memories, you can never remember them 100%. They're never fully clear. And so that's why the common effect to use to sort of convey memories, and in this case, the nostalgia, is to kind of make it a little bit sort of out of focus, but not without actually making the video out of focus, because then it would be impossible to see, right? That would be weird. So this is sort of the interpretation you remember, but not quite taking form, but you can still see it. Overall, honestly, this was really interesting. I had a really fun time watching this. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of the Culture Study. I hope you learned something today. Hey, let me know what you thought about the song and the music video in the comments down below. And also, if you would like to support us, go to patreon.com/formatherapy. Again, for as little as $2 a month, you get early access to reactions just like this. You get live stage reactions in the future and more if you just go ahead and check it out. However, you do not need to support us monetarily. It's completely optional. Consider just clicking like down below. It helps us out with YouTube search algorithm. Go ahead and click subscribe. And whether you're new or you're a returning viewer, turn on the notification bell and be notified when we upload a new video. And go ahead and check out all our other videos over here.